Dormen. The Dorset Business Mentoring Programme provides one-to-one mentoring support for small businesses across Bournemouth, Dorset and Poole. We're currently working with about 150 businesses, ranging from sole traders to medium-sized companies. And since it started in 2005, the programme has supported well over 500 businesses. Our volunteer mentors are all experienced business and professional people who give their time and expertise free of charge. Mentors can't work miracles, but they can help clients to review their operations and plans and act as a sounding board.
Honeybuns started in 1998 and it was very much a cottage industry, a kitchen table enterprise, I think people call it now. And it started off with me supplementing my student income with making cakes and selling them on my bike. So it was quite straightforward, quite simple, and my accounting was basic to say the least. It was just keeping receipts in shoeboxes in vaguely the right order. And we've now grown. We employ currently between 23 and 24 people, and that bobbles along and finds a level because there's some seasonal variation in it. And we specialise particularly in making a range of gluten-free cakes. And over the years, we've found quite a specific market. We were doing lots of questioning of ourselves as to what we actually wanted, what kind of business would suit us personally from a personality profile point of view. And so there are quite some fundamental questions that we needed to answer. So it was a conversation with Business Link whereby David Pitfield suggested that perhaps a mentor would be a more suitable and appropriate way forward for us, somebody that we could use as a sounding board who would give us guidance in a very subtle way, but would be completely neutral and working with our best intentions at heart and not having any other agenda, which sounded really appealing.
They have a very strong brand and they were supplying to Sainsbury's, to John Lewis, to Waitrose, and subsequently they provide other supermarket chains with their products. So it's a very strong brand and with some prime customers. But what I think they were lacking was clarity in where they were trying to take their business.
Mike very skillfully, without us really noticing, got us to work in a much more structured way. And by putting the structure in place and having the discipline of the mentor meetings and preparing for them and imposing on us this horrible business plan that he made us do, actually got us to answer those questions that we've been wrestling with right at the beginning.
What did they want their business to be in a few years' time? Did they want it to be a big business operating out of a factory with lots of employees, or did they want it to be a home business run in a more artisan type of way? And they answered those questions, but it took them time to come up with the answers.
I felt frustrated initially, at least, at the time that was going to be spent, which I think must be a classic, of spending time not actually doing what I felt the business might require, of being on the phone, selling, doing all those kind of actions that I was so used to, and having to take time to actually plan. It's like, this is taking ages, there's loads of detail, which I'm not very good at. But as it unfolded, and it became very, very clear over a period of 4 or 5 months, I would say, that this was what was lacking.
I think the plan has actually given them quite a bit of confidence. Having the plan has given them the confidence. They've been able to use the plan to measure their progress and to use it as a yardstick against which they can weigh and measure the things that they're doing. And I think it's been helpful from a confidence building point of view, and they've done really well against it. So that, I think, was the way that I helped them to clarify their short and medium term goals.
We were talking about how to communicate with the team, and Mike drew on his own experience of involving them before you brief them. You actually ask their opinions and fold that into your strategy and your planning, and then you also then report back and keep that communication going all the way through in quite a structured way. And we thought that would be difficult, and we had quite a a robust conversation about that at the time, but that has proved to be extremely valuable, and we now have built that into part of the culture.
The key thing about mentoring is that it's really all about listening to the mentees and trying to understand how they see their business, and indeed sometimes how they see the world, and then responding in a way that is helpful to them, to enable them to come up with their own solutions to their problems, and sometimes that's about facilitating their thinking and facilitating the way they approach things. But it's really, I think, for me, it's about listening to them and encouraging people to believe in their objectives and then find ways of satisfying or achieving those objectives from their own resources.
I think we've become a lot more professional. I think we've become a lot more structured in how we work. We've enjoyed the discipline, which I think surprised us all, of having the meetings and preparing for them, being extremely cognizant of Mike's time and his commitment to us and us not wanting to let him down. So in that kind of very, emotive way, really, that it's worked really well. Very simple, but it's not wanting to break that trust.